you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, ooh, shut up and dance. Don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Very superstitious, writings on the wall.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Accelerate 2020 Citizens Make Change. Love it. Thank you so very much for braving this brutal February night to join us for the 6th edition of Accelerate. We're grateful to have you here with almost 700 of your newest best friends in Cleveland. So yes, the 6th edition of Accelerate is the biggest and, of course, the best ever. And part of it is because you all are here to support it. We are so grateful for Citizens Bank for once again, for the 5th year in a row, being our key sponsor and for making all of this possible. So we need to give them a thunderous round of applause. So you saw a lot of pitches tonight, and I want you to remember that the pitches that we heard in prior years have moved on to become major community initiatives. Courage to Caregivers, Kinder Kits, Getting Our Babies to College, and of course, last year's winners, One Respi with Carson and Israel, who are here with us tonight. So tonight will be no different. We had 30 passionate pitches from individuals, and thanks to our brand new forging of a partnership with Social Venture Partners and Big Bang, we had 4 nonprofits that pitched. Sadly, okay, yes, round of applause for that as well, absolutely. Sadly, they cannot all be winners. You have 6 pitches that you will hear tonight where the tables will turn and you will be the judge. But for all of those pitches that you heard that you thought were great ideas and didn't make it to the stage, think of the resources that you can bring to them. Think if you can make an introduction or offer a connection so that their pitch can move from idea to reality, and that too can make a difference for Cleveland. So in addition to citizens, there are some other folks who make Accelerate possible. First of all, our incredible hosts. If you are an Accelerate host, can you please raise your hand and receive our gratefulness? Great. And now our category sponsors. And this time I'm going to ask you all to stand. Cuyahoga Community College Metro Campus, Destination Cleveland, Lubrizol Corporation, the Metro Health System, Magnet Manufacturing Advocacy and Growth Network, Nordson Corporation, Odie Company, Oswald Companies, Thompson Hine LLP, and Westfield. Without these amazing community partners who truly believe in the power of individuals to create change, there would be no Accelerate. We do also have to acknowledge some other important partnerships. Cleveland Foundation, who joined with us to sponsor Technovation this year. Jackson Lewis LLP for supporting our past presenter showcase. I hope you had a chance to talk to some of them outside. The Teen Enterprise Pop-Up Shop with Tori Coates and some of his teen entrepreneurs. He was a winner several years ago, and that was sponsored by the Burton D. Morgan Foundation. Jumpstart is sponsoring our post-event launch. Great Lakes Brewery and Southwest Airlines for sponsoring the reception. And for all of our finalists tonight, Southwest will have a very special gift for each of you. And finally, Hot Cards, which did a beautiful job on all of the signage tonight. And none of this would happen without the amazing team at the Cleveland Leadership Center. So led by Nicole Boyd, who, are you in the room, Nicole? She's all the way in the back. So Nicole makes Accelerate happen. She will start planning for next year's event on Monday. We'll let her take the weekend off. And everyone else on our team, it's really lends a hand. It's truly a collaborative team effort. So I'm grateful to all of them for making it happen. So we had two great co-chairs for the event, my board chair, Ira Kaplan, and the man who stands at the helm of Citizens Bank who makes it all possible. Please join me in welcoming Jim Malls.
Marianne, thank you. I don't think I make it all possible. I certainly can't make it all possible without all the great colleagues we have at Citizens. But I want to give a shout out to the Euclid Panthers marching band. That was phenomenal. I also want to congratulate you, Marianne, and your great team here for putting on such a wonderful event. We are so privileged and honored to be partnering with you for 5 years now for this Accelerate. This whole event tonight. So I was told I have an hour, so strap yourselves in. I will teach you the history of banking here. No. In all honesty, I think it's great that Cleveland has a community that gets and solicits ideas from such a diverse sense of backgrounds, environments, thoughts, ideas. No idea is a bad idea, and I think this forum provides a great, hotbed for folks to kind of come forward with some ideas, as Marianne mentioned, from last year and what they're doing today. There was 56 wonderful pitches late last year we received. We whittled it down to 30 today, and now we're down to a few anxious 6 that we'll hear tonight. And I got to tell you, let's get a shout out to the folks that made pitches from the 56 all the way down to the 6 tonight, because that takes a lot of moxie to be able to do that. I don't think I could do it to, pitch something in front of total strangers. I have the luxury of pitching something internally in front of people I know. So congratulations to make it to the final 6, and good luck to you all over there. Again, we're very happy to be part of this, very happy to be part of the community. I got about 54 more minutes to go, so. But in any event, oh, by the way, I was told to remind everyone, if you have a lot of friends, get on the Twitter account at #Accelerate, NEO. Let's make sure we promote that through social media. I think it's wonderful, so we should be doing that. And again, just want to say thank you for being here tonight. Thank you to the supporters, judges, sponsors as well. This couldn't be done without you all as well. And now I think I probably should get out of here, but I do have something to introduce you to. It's 2 wonderful MCs, and I hope I get this right. Terry Moir, Director of Integrated Marketing and Local Programming of WKYC TV Channel 3. Congratulations, and come on up soon. And by the way, Channel 3 is just a wonderful supporter in our community. I was at an event last night. We had Monica Robbins there just pinching a hit per time and doing a wonderful job for another great cause. So kudos to Channel 3. And last but not least, Mike McIntyre. Woohoo! The fun guy over here. Mike, Cleveland plain dealer columnist, and then as a hobby, he's also a host of the Sound of Ideas on IdeaStream. So congratulations on and your work for that as well. So, all right, off to the show. Here's what we've been waiting for. So here you go. Mike, take it away.
Thank you, Jim. Let's hear it for Jim.
Hey, Jim.
And I'm first of all, I'm sorry that I'm not Monica Robbins. So this is me. This is what you get. How's everybody doing tonight? I want to hear from you. One more time. How are we doing tonight? I want to say welcome to Accelerate 2020.
You know what? You're going to have to bear with us a little bit because most of you don't know this, but Mike and I are actually fill-ins. We're just fill-ins.
We're actually this year we're last-minute fill-ins, and that's the truth because we hosted last year, as some of you may know, and so we kind of know how the drill goes. They called us on Tuesday, and they said, will you guys fill in this year? Because apparently their plan to have Baker Mayfield and Tony Grossi host the event fell through that day.
You know, and I'm really surprised because I heard they have great chemistry.
I thought they did too.
I know.
I had no idea.
Who knew?
All right, we'll get started with some important information I need to share with you, which is we need to tell you about something about a past Accelerate event and get this out of the way. We've got to come clean about something at a previous Accelerate event.
It's important.
And it was 2017 was the event, right?
It was in 2017,
Okay,
absolutely.
so in 2017, somebody's not reading your lines. In 2017, you may be aware of news from Major League Baseball that in 2017 the Houston Astros cheated. And the way they cheated was they stole the signs from the other team, and then they indicated to the batters what the pitch would be by banging on a garbage can. And they'd hear the banging, they'd know the pitch was coming. So basically, they knew what pitch was coming.
That's right. And the exact same thing happened at Accelerate in 2017.
In 2017, that happened at Accelerate. In 2017, they stole Accelerate signs. They stole those signs.
These signs?
Those signs. Guard them with your life. They stole the signs, and everybody knew exactly what the pitches were before the pitches were even delivered from this stage.
That's totally not fair to the pitcher.
It's also not good for the integrity of this entire enterprise.
Well, we have been assured, it says right on it, that changes were made to prevent this from ever happening again.
That's true. The changes were made. And I'm going to tell you the first one. If you've ever been to some of the past events, they used to have the St. Edward trash talkers. You remember that? And they would come up here and bang on garbage cans, right? Apparently that's how they were conveying the information to the audience.
Well, whoa. Though we have been told that several of the leaders that were there are not there tonight. Well, you told me like Margaret Bernstein's not here, right?
I'm right here. Oh.
I told you she wasn't one of them.
So I thought she was one of the ones that was disciplined. The fact of the matter is, don't worry anyone, none of you are going to be facing any discipline. None of the competitors nor anyone in the audience will be disciplined tonight, okay?
Well, why don't we get going?
We're going to get moving.
We'll get started here, okay? First, we want to talk about the format for tonight. As you heard, there were 30 pitches that were made. They were great pitches. If you guys are out there and you did the pitches, they were great ideas. But we have 6 finalists, and those 6 finalists are each one from each category. They're each going to get 5 minutes to make their pitch. The first thing we want to do is we really also want to thank the judges who made them finalists. Let's give the judges a hand. They had a really tough job. However, if you've been here before, you know that now you, the audience, have a tougher job. They've whittled it down to 6. You guys have to take it to 1.
So after hearing the 6 pitches, you will vote on an overall winner to receive a grand prize of $5,000. Each of the 5 runners-up will also receive a prize. Each gets $2,000. And all the finalists will also receive a year-long membership to the ECDI Business Innovation Center. That is the Economic Community Development Institute. And we want to thank ECDI for their support. Will you give them some thanks, please? Thank you.
Absolutely. We want to remind you that many of the Accelerate presenters have created crowdfunding pages, and details about the crowdfunding pages can be found in your program book. So you know what? Let's thank, is it IOB?
It is.
IOB. Let's thank you, IOB.
There's Dawn Arrington.
Let's thank you, IOB, for helping to support the presenters tonight.
All right, the pitches will be presented alphabetically by the category they were entered in. Finalists will approach and exit the stage in their own walk-up music that they chose. After the last pitch, you will get to vote by calling or texting a number on the screen. We'll be giving you the instructions when it's time to vote. We want you to pay attention right now to the pitches, but after it's over, we'll tell you how to vote on those things.
And don't forget to tweet about the pitches. You can go to the hashtag AccelerateNEO. So get your phones out and start tweeting about these things.
All right, and now, if you will flash the sign for the first pitch, we're going to get on with the show.
For you?
All right, so our first pitch, and if you're ready, get ready to come on up to your music. Authentic Cleveland Experiences, a soulful tour of Cleveland, Shayna Black. Let's hear it for Shayna.
Woohoo!
All right, so I'm super nervous, so can you please help me out? And when I say 3, I want you to say Cleveland like you love this city. 1, 2, 3. Cleveland! Thank you. Okay. Hello, Accelerate. Picture this. A young African-American traveler here for a conference, or maybe a resident getting ready for a family reunion. They stop at Destination Cleveland to see, what do I do? Where should I go? And they go to the wall. You've probably seen the wall of maps and all the activities. But what do they find? Let's see. Oh, coloring pages for kids. That's pretty cool. And a coloring book. I'm going to do this tomorrow. What else is in here? Oh, this thing called Accelerate. That's awesome. Yes, yes. Asia Town. Nice. Ohio City with the pride flag. Good job, Ohio City. University Circle. Little Italy, the LGBTQ guide, then they wonder, where's Cleveland for me? That's what I'm here to talk to you today about. But I know a lot of you are saying, but it's one Cleveland, Shayna. We know, it's just one Cleveland. And you're right. But imagine coming from a city like New York or D.C. or Atlanta, and you may not know that. You may not know that as a black Clevelander, we eat pierogies. You may not know that a lot of us had punchkis on Tuesday, and some of us even went out to Parma. You may not know that we're ready for the home opener and trying to figure out how we're going to call off from work that day. While we all know these things in Cleveland, they may not know. But so what? Who cares, right? Well, in 2017, Nielsen did a report, and they found that African-American women spend $1.2 trillion on luxury brands and experiences. And I don't know about you, but I think Cleveland is a luxury brand. Say Cleveland if you believe me. So what's the answer, right? It's called Cleveland for Me. It's a set of tours and services and experiences for that traveler that's coming in looking for something to do. Because research shows that when African Americans come for fun and leisure, you're usually staying with friends and family. You know, couch surfing, hanging out on the couch. And I don't know if you've heard this, but sometimes us Clevelanders don't do a good job of showing off like downtown because we have problems with parking. There's nowhere to park apparently. So they're not really showing off the chandelier and the Tremont signs and all those things. And sometimes we don't cross rivers either. So, oh my gosh. Imagine if you're spending time with your family and you don't leave Lakewood or Shaker Heights. What do you think about Cleveland? Are you going to go back and be like, hey, that was amazing. It's just like on TV when I see the basketball games. No. So that's the answer. Cleve for Me Tours is a set of tours. Some private, some small, some group tours. Let's just get on some vans and explore the city that I love, right? 4 tours, walking tours. Tours for people that are moving here because they always seem to ask me, where are the black people? We've got to show them. Our tour leaves Cleveland. Our tour leaves downtown Cleveland, steps away from Destination Cleveland, and we go out and we do 2 sites a tour, a selfie tour. So we're out there taking pictures, flooding Instagram with all this fun. We also do a history tour. Let's talk about Karamu. Let's go through to Glenville, where the home of Superman is, and also Superfly. On the bus, we're listening to tunes of our OJs and our Levert and hip-hop and R&B artists. Because, yes, we all know Cleveland rocks. But, you know, the 216 has some jams, too. So our tour will leave from Coco's, Black-owned business. We'll start with networking, some appetizers from local foodies, and we'll make coasters. On return, the coasters will be ready to go, packaged up as their memory. They'll also get resource guides, what to do, where to find things, where are businesses here that we might want to frequent. If you want to know more, because I know I'm going to run out of time and there's so much to do, text Cleveland 2020 to the number 31996. Cleveland 2020 to 31996. In closing, we want to get this thing started super, super, super soon. We've got about 60 days till Rock Hall comes, and I'm sure someone's going to come to see Whitney Houston or Notorious B.I.G. be inducted in our city. We've got the All-Star Game and all kind of events coming, and we need to do this and make this a thing. So support me. Please help. We can get tours running for as little as $200. Let's show off Cleveland and help them see how great this city is. Thank you.
Did a great job. That was awesome. She made me want to go out and explore this city.
Shayna Black, great job. You know, I get inspired. Do you guys get inspired by these ideas?
Oh my gosh,
when you're here every year? And I do too, and then I come up with my own ideas I have in my mind. And I was thinking, Shayna, if I could piggyback on that, what about a short man's tour of Cleveland? Right? We're all pile into the Mini Cooper, right? We're going to have our jams from Paul Simon, right? No Randy Newman. And I think the guy who's leading the tour will be, according to Tony Grossi, Baker Mayfield. Right? Listen, I attributed it to Tony Grossi.
Too soon.
That was not me saying it.
How about we go to our next pitch?
How about we just go ahead and do that?
The next pitch is for community change. And we want you to welcome JaJuan Smith with 1000 Ties Etiquette Program.
Good evening. My name is JaJuan Smith, and I want to talk to you about the 1000 Ties Etiquette Program. In Cuyahoga County, 44.8% of households are single-parent households. I'm a part of that percentage, and I know a lot of people are. And what that leads is to our children not having all of the resources and access to know how to do things that we would think are simple. So a couple of years ago, my son had to go on YouTube to teach himself how to tie a tie. And as a mom, I grew up in a single-parent home, so I never learned that skill myself. So when I'm looking at him, I'm like, I know he's not the only young man that has this situation to not know how to tie a tie. So what I started to do was look at him and his friends and how they interact. They don't really communicate well because they're always on their cell phones. They're texting all the time. They don't know how to shake hands. They'll come in and give you the bro hug or whatever you want to call it. They don't make eye contact. So we're talking about a whole generation of young men that were just lacking in these skills. So it led me to think that maybe I needed to create something to help them. So I came up with the 1000 Ties event, which I do. And so with that event, we were able to service so many young men, but then everybody afterward was like, this great event was great. But me, I'm like, it wasn't great. Because we work with them that one day, and then they leave, and it's like, what now? We don't know what happens after they leave the event, what other skills they're learning. So the way to make an impact was not by just having them for a couple hours at the 1000 Ties event. So I created the 1000 Ties Etiquette Program. With this program, I've been able to acquire a huge partnership with the Cleveland Public Library. And with this partnership, we will do workshops on etiquette, so dining etiquette, networking, learning how to interact socially, how hygiene and grooming and more products that they would be able to learn to use to engage and be able to grow. Because as students, they'll have to interview for colleges, for jobs, for internships, sometimes for high school. But if they don't have these skills, how can they be successful? So these events, these sessions will actually happen in the Cleveland Public Library. We'll do 12 series. So 6 series will be done at the main library. 3 will be done on the west side and 3 on the east side. So 1 series per month where they will actually be able to come in, and we're targeting age group of 10 to 18. And with this, we're actually targeting girls and boys. So we're going to teach everyone about etiquette. Now, in these sessions, we will take the top 50 participants from the year, 50 students, 25 girls, 25 boys, and at the end of the year, we will have a huge mother-son, father-daughter dinner dance at the Cleveland Public Library downtown. So we already have one scheduled for this year for December 12th, and that's going to be done in conjunction with the library. And when we're going to be tracking the progress of these students, we're going to do a pre-test before they start the session. Then afterward, they'll do an additional test so we can see how much they have actually learned. And then we will also do mock interviews using local organizational leaders to come in and interview these students, because they have to be able to use the skills, not just sit in a session and fake like they're listening and playing on their phone. So we're hoping to get some progress by doing these mock interviews. And what we're going to do with this money is we're going to buy hygiene kits for each student. So yes, we're going to teach them about hygiene, but we want them to leave with those products as well. And we're also finishing our curriculum. I have some social workers that are doing that. So we're going to finish it, copyright it, and print that up and have those books available for them at the session so that they can actually have that moving forward. And initially, we're looking at a group of between 20 to 25 students per group. So at a minimum, we'll be able to impact 240 youth per year with this etiquette program. And growing, I'm hoping to be able to branch out and do more library locations so we can bring in additional facilitators to actually continue to grow this etiquette program. Thank you.
Great job, JaJuan. Really nice job.
JaJuan's amazing. By the way, JaJuan's practice, she was a finalist a couple of years ago as well. She knows what she's talking about on a completely different idea. And by the way, one of the judges in her pitch earlier today said to her after that, I have a couple of sons who could probably use that training. And I think, yeah, there's a hand raised right here. Anyone else want to raise a hand? You know somebody that might need that? It started with learning how to tie a tie. I went to St. Ed's High School where you had to wear a tie every day. Thank you. Let's hear it for St. Ed's.
Thank you very much.
There's one other of us, where you had to wear a tie every day, and the way I handled that was my dad tied it on the first day of freshman year, and I loosened it, took it off, hung it in my locker, and for 4 years I wore that same green tie no matter what the collar shirt was and what the color of the shirt was. And by the time I graduated high school, I did not know how to tie a tie. I learned it not by YouTube because we didn't have it back then, but eventually I learned how to do it. So all of those are important things. Great job, JaJuan.
All right, move on to our next pitch.
Let's move on to our next pitch. We want to welcome our finalists in the Economic and Workforce Development category, presented in partnership with Odie Company and the Lubrizol Corporation, Jason C. Miller in CHI, Community Humanity Investing. Jason C. Miller.
Be here with you tonight to share with you my economic development plan to accelerate Cleveland with CHI. Cleveland Humanity Investing empowers Clevelanders with affordable housing, access to employment opportunities, and wealth accumulation through the transformation of recyclables into container homes for veterans and the working poor, built by upskilled, rehabilitated citizens. Before I go into my groundbreaking innovation, I would like to share with you my why. Why am I so passionate about this? Of course, I would like to share with you my solution, and most importantly, the crisis that is affordable housing. For many years, I worked for College Now as an adult advisor, the nonprofit organization. I worked with them, and I identified that student loans were a huge barrier for adults. I thought that was the solution. I obtained some grant funding, a little over $1 million. We made over $1.4 million of impact, and that program is still only available in the United States. It's only available right here in Cleveland. From that, I realized, though, that they were still struggling. And I started to do some more research, and I found that affordable housing, employment opportunities, and wealth accumulation are the reason that I'm able to stand here today. My parents had access to those three things, and I wish to do the same thing today. So, ultimately, I started reviewing and looking at the issue, and I determined that each month, 2,000 people in Ohio, 24,000 a year, are released from prison and face over 30,000 barriers to employment, much like the barriers that my parents faced during the civil rights era of the 50s and the 60s. Once they actually are able to have the opportunity to find employment, they're earning less than wages. Unfortunately, it takes over $15 an hour in Ohio to have just a two-bedroom apartment. But in reality, our renters are just making $13 an hour. In fact, if they wanted just a one-bedroom apartment, they would have to work 54 hours just to sustain a one-bedroom apartment. And they would need 74 hours of work in a single week just to pay for a two-bedroom apartment. This is not sustainable. This does not create assets or wealth. So, for the last 50 years, shipping containers have been used as an affordable housing solution. And believe it or not, we have nightclubs in Cleveland that are made out of shipping containers. We have a shopping mall made out of shipping containers. And we even have Airbnbs made out of shipping containers, but we don't have any affordable housing. In fact, housing here in Ohio costs roughly $160,000 is the average or median home, but many of the people here in Cleveland are making less than $26,000. So, Cleveland Humanity Investing will invest in humanity in three ways. We are going to work with our inmates, those 2,000 people that are released back to our communities, and give them immediate, barrier-free shelter. Just like on Survivor, before they work on social capital, before they work on building food or networking, the first thing they do is build shelter. And our inmates need shelter immediately upon release. Next, from there, they need equal access to opportunities of employment. Just like my parents didn't have fair access to employment, neither do they. With 30,000 regulations and barriers preventing them from obtaining employment, we are going to give them employment day one, learning a skilled trade, traditional utilities, electric, gas, and such, or the new groundbreaking green energy fields. Learning how to put in a video doorbell. Things like this that are going to give them a cutting edge over other people working in the sector. From there, we are going to start accumulating wealth. And how do we do that? Well, we start with that dormitory for our inmates. On day two, those inmates will start working, building a community of homeless shelters for veterans. Once we've learned and understand the great concepts on how to maximize our space with those 15 shipping containers for veterans, we will move on to affordable housing available for the masses. Rents for less than $400 that allow them to accumulate wealth so that we can move on to our flagship product. In Chile, they did a project called incremental housing. Essentially, we're going to have 2 shipping containers upstairs with a 3-bedroom home that would normally cost $169,000. The family will be able to purchase it for $79,000. Underneath those 2 containers will be another 2 containers. They'll have all the rough-ins for utilities, electric, gas, water, for whatever they want to expand to, but it won't be finished. This is called incremental construction, very successful in other countries. Essentially, it gives them the ability to grow and expand. Do you want to put another duplex in down underneath you? Or do you want to put in a beauty salon or a landscaping business or a service garage? It allows them to create residual income with the $79,000 mortgage. Cleveland Humanity Investing will empower Clevelanders, and I hope that you will vote for me tonight so that I have the $5,000 plus my $600 that Citizens Bank has already given me when I open up my account tomorrow with my $5,000.
That was good.
Okay, you get points for passion, brother. Woo!
Awesome.
I suddenly
Also-
wanted to jump up and build something.
Also, there's a nightclub made out of shipping containers.
Mike wants to know where it is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure I've been there. In the flats, somebody said? All right. I know I have not been there then. It's not an Irish pub, is what you're saying.
Aww.
All right. Well, we'll move on to our next
Yes.
category, right?
Yes, we would like to welcome our finalists in Educating for Tomorrow. Thank you. This is being presented in partnership with the Nordson Corporation. Will you please welcome Sanjana Sri with Connect for You.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now you're probably wondering why I have this random crate with me today and what's in it. What I have with me right now is all of the books that I'm using to prepare for my SAT, my ACT, and for whatever AP classes I'm taking right now. What you see right here is $340. That's a lot of money, right? Actually, though, my parents didn't pay for any of this. 2 of my senior students graciously gave me their old books because once they finished their SATs, their ACTs, and whatever classes, those books which they purchased were just lying at their homes unused. And this is a problem suffered by students all across high schools because all of those books are one-time use. Because once you finish that test or once you finish that class, you're not going to need it again. But on the other side, a lot of students don't have the opportunity to receive those books or to purchase those books by themselves. And in fact, this is a big problem because according to College Board, the company that runs the SAT and takes care of all of the AP courses, there is a distinct decrease in the average ACT score as you go down with the median household income. And this is a massive problem because standardized test scores and advanced placement classes, those are 2 of the main things that colleges use to screen their applicants. What does this mean? This means that students who are in less favorable financial states, they're less likely to go to college. This is not good, is it? But then I thought to myself, why aren't we doing anything to solve this? The solution is so simple. If more people could do what my friends did for me, then this problem would go away. And that's exactly what Connect for You hopes to do. Connect for You will connect students and schools who have an excess of supplies to students and schools who need those supplies. And it will do this through an app. So students who have supplies that they think could benefit someone else, who they're not using, say, standardized test prep books, course guides, graphing calculators, whatever it is, they can donate those things at their school, and then a club in charge of handling Connect for You at the school will take an inventory of all the things that have been donated and upload it onto their profile on the app. On the receiving end, students who need supplies will be able to go onto the app and order whatever they want, which will then be delivered straight to their school where they can pick it up. And they'll be paying a fraction of the original price for this. They'll only be paying a $2 or $3 fee for using Connect for You to order their supplies to make sure that Connect for You can run in the long term so that it can serve the maximum number of students possible. I strongly believe that this can help make education more equal for everyone. And I have mentioned this to my, I've talked about Connect for You with my administrators at Solon High School, and they are extremely eager to pilot this program at my school and in partnership with an inner city school so that we can start up that program there and then build it up, include more schools, access and benefit more students so that this program can grow and with it, the people that it's impacting. I love programming, so with this 2,000, hopefully 5,000 that I get, my first step would be to build a prototype of this app and also to start up that pilot with Solon High School and another inner city school, or so that we can take it from there and build it upward. I strongly believe that this program will help improve the academic outlook of students who are in difficult financial positions, and also improve equity in education in schools in general. Thank you. Vote for me if you support this.
A great job. Good job.
Terrific job.
That was awesome. Hey, can you do this one by yourself?
Okay.
I got to do something. Okay.
All right. By the way, I crushed my SAT. I got 100 on my SAT, which, as you all know, is perfect. I thought I'd take a minute, since Terry's left me the stage, to tell you that in this Sunday's Plain Dealer, I hope you read that a story that I wrote about another great person in the community with great ideas. It's something called the Superhero Project. And I hope... Did you guys... Anyway, it's called the Superhero Project, and I hope you guys will... Terry, is that you?
What are you doing?
Are you signaling to the audience what the next pitch is going to be? Look at this. She has a garbage can. Look at it.
No,
By the way, she really likes props.
No, don't be ridiculous.
She likes props. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the garbage can.
I'm not signaling to the crowd.
Have you been doing this ever since?
I wasn't even here in 2017.
Right. Let's move on. I don't even know why you're dealing with all that. Let's move on to the very next category. Are you guys ready? In the health and wellness category, presented in partnership with the Metro Health System and Thompson Hine LLP, we'll bring up Diane and Jack Messnardo, integrating you into your health care. Is that right? Integrating you into your healthcare BAM. I'm sorry, I forgot the band. Integrating you into your healthcare BAM. Let's hear it.
What's impossible will they forgot? This world keeps spinning and with each new day I can feel a change in everything. And as the surface breaks, reflections fade, but in some ways they remain the same. And as my mind begins to spread its wings, there's no stopping curiosity. I wanna turn the whole thing upside down. I'll find the things they say just can't be found. I'll share this love I found.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Diane Messnardo. I'm a licensed massage therapist with a bachelor's in science. But first and foremost, I'm a mom.
And I'm Messnardo, 7th grader. She's my mom. Today, we're here to talk to you about BAM, breathing, aromatherapy, acupressure, and movement.
Using your senses to integrate you into your health care. Statistics say 1 in 3 people will have an anxiety disorder.
It does not discriminate.
Left untreated, anxiety leads to anger,
Depression,
obesity,
and poor life choices such as smoking, alcohol, and drug abuse.
that can lead to heart attacks and even suicide. We still have to manage information overload,
Access to social media at a young age, performance testing multiple times per year, and let's not forget about the news of school shootings.
It's no wonder chronic disease is on the rise. And isn't it ironic that it's dis-ease? We know that anxiety affects us emotionally. It also affects us physically with an increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, and muscle tension. And muscle tension.
And that's what we do here.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had something to do in the moment?
And that's what we do here in BAM. Breathing, we invite you all to please place your fingers on your sternum. Breathe in through your nose. Hold, relaxing your shoulders, and exhale out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. Breathe in, 2, hold, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Do it again just to notice your rhythm.
Thank you, Jack. Breathing is something we do from the minute we're born until the minute we die. But when we take a moment to focus on our breath, we flip a switch in our brain, the amygdala, to go from fight or flight to rest and relax. Acupressure connects our body to our mind through the sensors in our skin and muscles.
BAM is great because it gives us choices, so we can pick a favorite, like aromatherapy. But the other ones can still help us too.
In 2018, we piloted BAM in the Lorain County Public School of 5th and 6th graders. 10 minutes a day, 2 to 3 times a week for 8 weeks. Students reported a 10% decrease in never feeling angry. Teachers noticed a 19% decrease in disciplinary action.
What was best of all was students teaching students. I wasn't even in the program, and I feel like I learned more about it than ever, on the bus and at recess, not even after the class.
Parents came up to me to tell me about their sons and daughters, teaching them about acupressure points to help with their headaches, shoulder pain, and even stomach aches. 2 of the students taught their child psychologist the breathing and aromatherapy. She now refers some of her clients to massage therapy to complement her psychotherapy. What I've learned over the past 2 years, and what you may have noticed, our children have the potential to change the paradigm in healthcare. By providing them with the tools to connect with their bodies so they can feel what is right and notice when something feels wrong, they develop body literacy and they can navigate through the healthcare system.
We know we cannot take away the stressors of life, but we can give you ways to manage them in the moment. I just did.
With the money that we win here tonight, we hope to hire a grant writer and develop a mentorship program that engages children, parents, and healthcare providers.
We plan to provide paid opportunities and internships to work with us. Going off the base of an African proverb, each one, teach one, each one, reach one.
Oftentimes, programs like these are expected to be done by volunteers. We hope to create a new workforce, engaging people in their health care and developing levels of engagement to engage you into your health care.
Imagine a future Cleveland where people tap into their senses before tapping into their devices. BAM.
Bam.
Great job, you guys. A really good job. I do have a warning for, oh no. I do have a warning for everyone in this room for the future. Never ask Mike McIntyre to show you where his sternum is. Okay? I also
really
wish
wasn't
you could
quite
all
sure.
be sitting next to Mike McIntyre during a presentation. We will now move on.
Before we do that, I do want to say thank you to our photographer who has the best seat in the house, the one on the
Does
floor.
have the best seat in the
Dave
house.
Turbin of Photos by Turbin. Let's hear it for Dave. And you'll see all these photographs on the Cleveland Leadership Center's website. And also over chronicling tonight is Joe Byrne. Look at the work she does over there. It's unbelievable.
She's literally drawing as they're talking. She's listening to what they say, and she's bringing it to life on that board over there. You got to check that out.
Swing by on your way out. It is an incredible distillation of the evening. None of the horrible jokes.
Yeah,
it's
none
just
of the
the
horrible
good stuff.
She's actually brilliantly talented. She really is.
All right, let's get to our last
let us welcome our finalist in quality of life. This is being presented in partnership with Cuyahoga County College, Metropolitan Campus, and Magnet, the Manufacturing Advocacy and Growth Network. Will you please welcome to the stage Logan Williams and Danelle Rashid with their Blanket Blessings.
I know, I fall, but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I go home. So am I wrong? Woo! Thinking that we could be something for real. Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? But that's just how I feel. Ooh, that's just how I feel.
Hi, my name is Logan Williams, and she needs the mic. So, let's try this again, friends. Hi, my name is Logan Williams, and today I'm going to tell you about my journey with Blanket Blessings. So, I first started my journey with acting, and I take a summer course in acting at Cleveland Act Now every summer. So go there. And on my way to a rehearsal, I saw a homeless man sleeping on a cardboard box. That made me feel bad inside, so I wanted to help him. I found a blanket in the car, and we were just coming from the grocery store, so I gave him some snacks that I was going to take to lunch. He was so grateful. Seeing that warm smile on his face just wanted to make me do more. So for my 10th birthday, I gave away over 300 blankets to the homeless. For my 11th birthday, I gave away over 100 clothes and toys to homeless children. And for, thank you, Aunt. And for this birthday, I will be giving away a whole bunch of toys to homeless animals. Because I really am in love with animals, and I want to become an architect, but a vet too.
Okay, so my mic is probably on, hopefully. Yay, there we are. My name is Danielle Rashid, and I get the privilege of being this beautiful young lady's mother. And thank you. Thank you. I am her assistant. If she asks, she will tell you that I get the privilege of assisting her. And yes, she definitely has so many things inside of her head, and I get the privilege of helping her get them out. So definitely we know that there are about 23,000 homeless people in Northeast Ohio, just Northeast Ohio, not even all of Ohio. 3,000 of them are just CMSD students. And she has to go to school seeing the disparities of young peers around her. And definitely we sneak book bags or gift bags, blanket blessing bags inside of their lockers after school. The principal is very helpful with letting us into the school after 5 o'clock. And the kids come to school like, how did I get that coat? How did I get that shoe? How did I get that sock? You know, they're not aware. But we really love helping. Also, shelters, they only have about 906 beds for single people and also about 238 beds for families. So when she got the idea of giving away a blanket, I said, oh, my gosh. She said, yes, this can be the little shelter that they can't have when they're getting into the shelters. Definitely the money that we would, the money that we hopefully win tonight, in additional, well, she loves to throw parties. That's the way that she basically raises the gifts and the donation that she has. So she figured, hey, I'm pretty popular in Cleveland. I'll just invite all of my friends to my parties. They'll help me donate and help me give back, and then we all can be empowered. And hopefully they'll go back to their community and do a little bit of change in their community as well.
To go off my mom, yes, I am in love with parties. And also, I love to get my friends involved with me because it really gives them like a sort of me type of thing. So that's really fun to me. And my mom and my grandma are big supporters in my life. My mom listens to me in whatever I want to do and whatever I want to choose. So she is my assistant. But I also want to start my own company called HOH, Helping the Homeless.
Okay.
Well, that's it.
No. Also, I just want to say that without this change, and we started it, she started it, and I'm just grateful because just to imagine the look on a homeless person's face or a person of disparity when a child comes up. Oh, we're adults, you know, we get to help people, but she loves her cell phone. She loves playing with her friends. And just to take the time out to gather more of her friends and to take time out and give back to homeless. We see random people on the street. She loves to pay it forward. She loves to give them $5, buy them a coffee. And hopefully other children or other adults will keep a blanket in your car, keep just $5 in your pocket, keep just some random snacks in your trunk. And if you see someone, hopefully you pull over and you give it to them and you help them and you aid them. And then they can be the change of tomorrow, the children in our community.
Quick thing, I want to thank you all for listening, so you're all great. And thank you to our fellow opponents. Congratulations on everything that you have made it this far.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let's hear it for Logan and Danielle. Great job.
You guys did a great job. And you know what? I think all of the finalists did a great job. So let's give them all a big hand.
Let's hear it for the finalists. That's all of them. Okay, now you guys, it's time to vote. All right, so get your cell phones ready. Whip out the cell phones right now. You're going to vote for the category that you believe had the winning pitch. You just text the number that's coming up on the screen now. It is 574-821-4648. You text to the number, then you put the number of the pitch category in the message portion. Be sure to use a numeral and don't spell it out. Okay, so it's all explained right there, but if you liked Authentic Cleveland Experiences, put a 1, Community Change, put a 2, Economic Workforce Development, a 3, Educating for Tomorrow, a 4, Health and Wellness, a 5, Quality of Life, a 6. So that's how you'll do it. You put it in the message category there, in the message section there. Don't spell it out. Give us the numeral. That number is going to stay up for just another minute or two, and be forewarned, don't try to game the system. This is not Chicago. One vote, one person, okay? Your phone will only work for one vote. So text your vote in right now to 574-821-4648 and put in the number of the category that you think won this civic pitch. They're all winners, but the one that you had to pick if you really had to.
And we want to say thank you for your votes. While we're waiting for them to be tallied, it'd be a really good time to thank all the people who actually helped to make this evening happen. And just so you can see how many people it took, and I know not all of them are in the room, but just so you can see how many are here to create this event, we would like to ask all of the people to the following people to stand up. Would the category judges, the host committee members, the CLC board members, the CLC and Citizens Bank staff, and all of the donors and volunteers all please stand up right now.
Don't stand up all at once.
Yeah. Everybody stand up all at once.
Way to go, everybody. Thank you.
You guys did a really, really good job.
Appreciate you doing that. Terry, you seem a little taller than you did a little bit earlier when we started.
It's because when we were sitting down there, what no one else heard was you kept going like this. You got to up it. You got to up it. And then you said to me, go to the next level. So I've been a television producer for 40 years. I always travel prepared. And I just brought my super high platform shoes.
She's heightening. She is definitely heightening. I guess it wasn't intended.
I upped my game. You told me to.
It wasn't intended to be, but shortness was a theme this evening.
It was not a short joke.
Yeah, it seems to me like that was a visual short joke. I don't know about you guys, but we'll move on. As these votes are being tallied, they're just on the board for a couple of minutes, and they're going to be tallying them, and they'll let us know when we've got the finalist. I do want to, before that happens, I think we can do this right now, right? Yes? Before we announce the winner of Accelerate 2020, because we haven't quite tabulated that yet, we'd like to talk about another competition that took place earlier this evening. Social Venture Partners hosted its annual Big Bang Fast Pitch competition for nonprofit organizations here at the Global Center. To learn more about what happened this year at Big Bang and to hear from this year's winner, please welcome the Executive Director of Social Venture Partners, Hillary Sparks Roberts, to the stage. Hillary, come on up.
Good evening. It has been a joy to work with Marianne and the Cleveland Leadership Center to incorporate our Fast Pitch program for amazing nonprofits with their Fast Pitch program for amazing entrepreneurs. So, I'm curious, and here you get to vote with your hands. How many of you in the audience are Clevelanders, born and bred? Born and bred. All right. How many of you have moved to Cleveland in the last few years? Hands up. How many of you have ever supported a nonprofit with your money or your time? Ooh. And how many of you love problem solving, collaboration, and learning? Probably the whole audience. And finally, how many of you want to see Cleveland and Northeast Ohio continue to thrive and create opportunities for all? Great. So if you answered yes to many of these questions, you would fit right in to Social Venture Partners. We are a group of Clevelanders of all ages, all professional backgrounds, who love to lend our time, our money, and our problem-solving skills to strengthen innovative nonprofits who stand on the front lines of social change in our communities. So if this sounds appealing or intriguing, drop your business card off at our table on your way out, or grab me or any SVP partner and ask us to find out more. Now, earlier this evening, 4 nonprofits were featured at our Fast Pitch Showcase that we call Big Bang. We worked with all 4 for 2 months on their pitches, and we've been doing this with scores of nonprofits over the years. And we hear regularly how they use their pitch later for fundraisers, for grant proposals, for media interviews. So the power of the pitch is long-lasting. So please join me in welcoming Captain Drew Ferguson of FastStar, the winner of our earlier audience vote for the most persuasive pitch. He's going to share his nonprofit story with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. A 12-year-old boy is lying in a hospital bed. A freak accident has left him with permanent impediments, broken hips and spirit. He is told no, he can't play sports. No, he won't be a firefighter. No, he will never achieve Top Gun Maverick. His dreams are crushed, his future foundering. My name is Captain Drew Ferguson. I am that 12-year-old boy. Flash forward 30 years, I became a firefighter. I became a helicopter pilot. I became a boat captain. I have a wonderful wife and 2 sons somewhere. And I have put a big yes next to each of my childhood dreams. I didn't do this alone. I had strong family support and powerful mentors who told me, yes, you can. It was this life experience that I took with me into the Cleveland Metropolitan School District as a mentor. And here, I heard a phrase repeated too often. We are used to disappointment. Kids with good grades have a path. But kids like me, stifled energy, damaged expectations, non-traditional students, were losing their dreams and their hope for the future. What is the impact of expected failure when children no longer believe their dreams are possible? How does this alter their future? And what is our future when our children's capacity to aspire has wilted? In 2010, I created FastStar Corporation, a nonprofit that would lead us to the solution. Our journey faced many of the same barriers our kids face. Resistance to our higher aspirations from our very own community. Impediments in our ability to break the cycle of poverty. We persevered. And in 2017, the solution became reality with the opening of the Davis Aerospace and Maritime High School. Yes! We are a Cleveland school, conceived, championed, and powered by FastStar. This organization fights for our kids' dreams, empowering them to explore their future full potential through our aerospace and maritime programs. Our Davis students design, repair, and fly aircraft. They build, sail, and pilot boats. And they believe in their futures. Sydney Marie, 16 years old, passionately pursuing her future in an industry where black women make up less than 1% of that workforce, achieves her first solo flight in Tuskegee, Alabama, the hallowed grounds of the Tuskegee Airmen, and our school namesake, General Benjamin O. Davis, Jr. Yes! Abdullah, 17, while working aboard a fast-star marine safety vessel, pulls a 30-year-old man and 2 dogs from the Cuyahoga River as they struggle to stay afloat, having just capsized in the path of a 700-foot freighter. He said, "This is the second greatest moment of my life." But the first, fishing with his father as a newly immigrated child to the United States. Yes! We are rapidly approaching our initial goal of over 400 enrolled students. Enthusiasm is building, replacing no's with yes! Please join us. We have dreams to build and children who long to soar. Thank you.
Congratulations, Captain Ferguson, on winning this year's Big Bang. Drew, you've come a long way since you were on the Sound of Ideas a couple of years ago. We look forward to hearing more about the great work of that organization and the work that it's doing to improve our community. We're almost ready to announce the overall winner, but before we do that, we'd like to announce the winner of the Technovation competition earlier this evening, supported by the Cleveland Foundation. Technovation selected 5 Accelerate pitch submissions that use technology and compete for a special prize. Please welcome Kurt Williams, Digital Innovations Fellow at the Cleveland Foundation, to tell you about the winner. Kurt?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kurt Williams. I'm the Digital Innovation Fellow at the Cleveland Foundation. I am so excited to announce the winner of the Technovation category. In it, we heard 5 great pitches that incorporated technology in their effort to make Cleveland the best city in the country. And here we go. The winner is Yes, I'm Covered, Jasmine Bibb.
Choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden.
Let's hear it for Jasmine. Great job.
Yeah, you go, girl. Well, the ballots are all in, and we do have a winner. So we want you to join us in welcoming Jim Malls back up on the stage. Jim, come on back up.
We'd also like to welcome up to the stage our category sponsors to help us award the winners. In the Authentic Cleveland Experiences category, Nicole Canatano and Ashley King from Destination Cleveland. Let's move on down here so we can have some room.
Got it?
In the Community Change category, Jessica Young from Oswald Companies and Sheila Traurnicht from Westfield. Come on up. Let's hear it for them. In the Economic and Workforce Development category, Delithia Smith from Odie and Elizabeth Grove from Lubrizol. In the Educating for Tomorrow category, Cecilia Render from Nordson. In the Health and Wellness category, Jim Misak from Metro Health and Devin Berry from Thompson Hine. And in the Quality of Life category, Denise McCory from Cuyahoga Community College and Ethan Karp from Magnet.
Give them a hand. You know what? We'd also like to invite our 6 finalists to all come up. If you would all come up to the stage. We think you each made a great pitch for your civic vision, and it's nice that we get to reward each and every one of you. Every runner-up is going to get a $2,000 check, and the overall winner is going to get $5,000.
All right, each of you find your category. Do you know your category? Let's match them all to their, everyone's made a friend
Authentic
tonight.
clues? Yep, there you go. There you go.
They've got checks for you. And our photographer would like us to hold on, so we're going to hold on. I guess you
Getting
can
a
hear
new
a little bit more
photo
from
card
me,
out.
ladies and gentlemen. Hey. By the way, what is film? He needs to put another card in. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. And by the way, we have some time. So to announce the winner of Accelerate 2020, we'd like to bring up the two young men who wowed us last year with their pitch, One Respe. They've been extremely busy this past year creating bonds between immigrant and U.S.-born high school students. On the screen, you can see some of the work that they've done. Please welcome the winners of Accelerate 2019 with their pitch, Carson Baldwin and Israel Kambumba.
Thank you. It's an honor to be back here at Accelerate on the stage tonight.
Would like to congratulate all the participants and finalists on the great work.
And without further ado, we'd like to announce tonight's overall winner, decided by all of you, the audience vote.
The winner of the Accelerate 2020 is
JaJuan Smith. For your pitch, 1,000 ties in the category of community change.
Let's hear it for JaJuan.
We want to say thank you to all of our presenters tonight, and we want to congratulate all of our prize winners.
Folks, they're going to stay up here for some pictures. We are adjourned. Please join us in the atrium for a final reception. We can talk about tonight's event, meet the presenters, and look forward to Accelerate 2021. Have a great night, everybody.
Woo, good job, everybody.
Good job. I'm so happy for you. So proud of you.
They want everybody to squish together.